Well, we were talking about Boy Meets World. They did a podcast, and apparently all hell broke loose. Everybody was checking it out.
This sounds, I never watched the show. I never cared about the show, but I would so tune into this fight.
And I guess when I say all hell breaks loose, there wasn't a lot of screaming, but it was a lot of uncomfortable jabs at one another.
I love it.
And there's silence, and this is just a clip of it. It goes on longer, and this is not the first time that there's been drama about Boy Meets World and how people were treated. And they invite other people on this podcast that they acted with, and then the people they acted with, that's their chance to kind of shame them on their own podcast.
Fascinating.
Good.
So this clip right here is Danielle Fishel, and was she Topanga?
Yes.
Okay, and then Maitland Ward.
Yes, Maitland Ward came on to Boy Meets World later on. I would say 5th season, and she was a very beautiful redhead and got a lot of attention. And Topanga was used to getting a lot of attention.
Okay.
So now you have two girls vying for who's the hottest, who's the sexiest on this show.
You also had another girl, Angela, who complained about being mistreated as well. So it makes it sound like the main people on the show were jerky.
Okay. So here you go. This is the exchange that they had on the Boy Meets World podcast.
I am sorry that you thought I had something personally against you.
Listen, you didn't like the fact that I was getting a lot of attention at that time and going off in my own space and taking away like that attention.
I was on the cover of Maxim in 2014.
I love that. I applaud you for that.
But I wasn't in any way upset. I didn't think you were. It was two totally different faces.
I didn't know why you were upset. That's what I mean. I didn't know why you were. That's only what I get.
But you just told me right now why I was upset. You were saying before you didn't know why I was upset, for sure.
No, I
but
never.
Just now, you just said
that's what I thought. Maybe
that's what you guessed then.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's great.
There's another.
That might be better than the original show.
Do you know who Adam Scott is? He's an actor. He's been in everything. He was in Parks and Rec. He's in Step Brothers. He's the mean brother, the
good-looking mean brother with the dark hair
who sings with the kids. He was on the podcast as well. He did like a 3-episode run, and when he gets on their podcast, it might have been last year, he calls out the guy that played Sean and says, "You were so mean to me, man, in front of everybody."
Damn.
And then he goes, I was? What do you mean I was mean to you? He's like, yeah, man, you didn't really treat me that good. I just something I wanted to tell you all these years. He's like, I didn't.
That would be interesting. You think about it, and we've probably all had our mean girl era, maybe at one point. I know there's probably moments when I was in high school or whatnot where I didn't behave the way that I should, and somebody's still holding a grudge I don't realize from all those years back on how I treated them.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. And you never know when you offend somebody.
And you could just be blowing through life and not realize that you stepped on somebody's feelings.
So that can happen.
Yeah.
That can totally happen, especially if you're career driven and you got a plan and you're just a steamroller.
Well, the other big one I always hear when people that are, the second tier kind of cast, if the main people on the show never go up and talk to you and kind of ignore you, they take a slight to that. They go, "You never even talked to me. We were on a show together. You never said one word to me."
I could see that. You get those kids in that era, they're high school kids anyway, which have a tendency to be mean. Then you throw fame and magazine covers and social media and everything else where they're checking out who's got how many followers and whatnot. And then you get to be even a worse teenager than if you just had regular fame at a high school.
But aren't the stars of the show, like busy being stars of the show, they have to go around and talk to everybody who's an extra on the set?
I think there's two sides to every story.
Right. That's why when I was hearing this dynamic and you could hear Topanga, who whatever her real name is.
Which one is Topanga?
The one that goes, "I was on Maxim." You just said the one that's a little bit more aggro was Topanga.
Right. So, but the only thing about that you say, somebody may have an impression of you that in a sense it isn't fair. Because maybe you were the star, and maybe because you didn't go by and say hello to everybody at the craft services table, that they're like, they are a diva. And you're like, I have to run to a shoot right now. I got something going on. You don't know how people are processing it. And I could see being in that situation on a podcast where in a sense you want to defend yourself, be like, all right, you're trying to make me out like I was this terrible jerk. And I know for a fact, I really try to be nice to everybody.
Well, I think they're sick of it too because they keep inviting people from the show on their podcast and they keep getting called out on their own podcast.
Yeah, right.
But guess what? I never would have tuned into that podcast before.
Yeah.
That is very much a tune in now.
That is, yeah. I don't know that they do that every time.
No.
They probably did. It's probably a one and done because she's like, we'll never get in that situation again.
It's like the third time it's happened.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So they're not learning.
But I mean, if you can take the heat, it's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about the numbers on that podcast that it's going to do because of the uncomfortable fight that wouldn't have happened if you screened the guests ahead of time and found out they were mad at you.
Well, the main star, which was Corey, Fred Savage's little brother, he doesn't talk to anybody. He doesn't talk to anybody on the cat. He ghosted everybody.
Did he really?
He was in the middle of a conversation with the guy that played Eric, his brother on the show, and just never talked to him again. He's like, I don't know why. I don't know what I did. So there was a lot of drama going on that fun kids show.
Right, yeah. Well, we were talking about Boy Meets World a second ago and the podcast meltdown that they had between two former cast members. And ironically, a show where the cast famously did not get along just ended last night. And just like that, which I don't get why they didn't keep calling it Sex in the City, and maybe there was something that had to do with trademark issues or whatnot, but that was so confusing. And I guess you got to say, compared to the original Sex in the City and Just Like That, not a big success. They made it through 3 seasons.
Now, the first season of Just Like That's one of the best comedies I've ever seen, and not for the reason of the writing or the acting or it being good, just because it was so awful.
It's so woke.
It was.
It tried too hard.
They tried so hard in the first season.
If you listen to the podcast that the writers of that show do, they think they are so funny.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it, it sounds like a bunch of dorks sitting around talking about how brilliant their writing is. And it's actually not. It's actually laughable.
Yeah.
Like the characters they created and the things they had them do, like it's dumb, but they think they are so genius.
I really couldn't believe the first season of that. I remember me coming in so excited going, guys, this is so god-awful.
It is so cringy.
Oh my God.
The writers are just drinking their own hot soup. They think it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing too is the passion level on that isn't the same as it used to be.
Right, because Samantha's not there. And she was, I think, a bigger star than Carrie Bradshaw.
Wow.
And
Okay.
it's hard to take 10, 12 years off too.
And that's probably what happened because Kim Cattrall was not a part of And Just Like That, and it ended because of the drama they had. And that could have been it, that Sarah Jessica Parker, she's like, no, this is my show. And people like you who were saying, actually, Kim Cattrall's character is better.
What I loved about Sex and the City was you had a lot of moments of all the girls together talking S-bomb. That was funny to me. And Kim Cattrall is a very, very important part of that dynamic. Now, without her there, what they did in this new reincarnation and Just Like That is they have lots of moments of the girls off by themselves doing things with other people and not as much moments of the girls talking S-bomb.
Dude, the character of Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie Bradshaw, if Carrie Bradshaw was a real person, she would be a horrible person. She's terrible. If you really examine her character in that thing, toxic, man-eater, just a horrible, horrible person. But yet, Carrie Bradshaw, she's got beautiful purses. She must be a nice person.
Yeah. Well, I guess they kind of ended the show. Spoiler alert, she remains alone.
Oh.
Good. She killed Big.
Yeah.
Is Big still dead or did he come back for the TV show? I know he died in the movie.
Well, Big got himself in some trouble right after he died. There was some Me Too allegations.
There was, allegations of him like to play grab ass.
Well, it's a fun game, right?
As long as the person's into it.
You just got to play with your wife.
Yeah, you got to play with a consenting adult.
I don't think the girl was consenting. That was the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, you got to get a willing participant when you play that game. Desperate Housewives, they had a lot of drama. It seems like you get a lot of these all-female casts and you throw them together and they're supposed to be, in a sense, all the ladies on these shows, what makes them work is they're kind of toxic in a sense. You know, they've got a lot of drama. They cause a lot of drama. It's like your housewives.
Women are disgusting to each other. They really are.
I do observe a lot of that.
It's crazy, you know, now at my age, 52, I have seen it so much in my career that now I can identify it and see it and understand it more. But when I was younger, I didn't understand it. I really didn't. And it comes from a place of insecurity. It doesn't come from a place of confidence. If you've got a confident, intelligent, smart, talented woman, she doesn't come after other women. She tries to elevate other women. It's the ones that are insecure, that know that they don't have the skills, that feel outmatched by the team around them. Those are the girls you got to watch out for that will try to annihilate others to bring themselves up.
It happens with men too, though. It's not like all men get along and there's not, beef between cast guys with dudes. That happens as well.
Yeah, I just don't see the same visceral, calculating ridiculousness that I see women do to each other. I think men will duke it out. They'll get into a fight and then they can go have beers. That will never happen.
They have different conflict resolution than women.
Absolutely.
Well, Terry Hatcher was the one that was the odd woman out on Desperate Housewives, and apparently the other girls were very catty and nasty to her. And apparently at the end of production, there was a thank you card that was given to the crew at the end of all their filming. And so the big ladies on the show, they all signed it, and they purposely didn't take it to Terry Hatcher, and her name was left off.
Oh, so they made her look like a jerk.
Yeah. Like she didn't have thanks for them. And she's like, no, I would have done that. She's like, that's just one of the passive aggressive things that the other ladies were doing to me on the set.
They do it.
2.5 Men. Are you surprised that Charlie Sheen had drama?
Well, when you do that kind of disco dust.
When you're on that many drugs.
When you call yourself the Warlock.
He was definitely intoxicated.
And you can tell when they talk to John Cryer. John Cryer doesn't really want to bash him, but you can tell John Cryer had some challenges with old Charlie.
I think it would be interesting when they come out with this Charlie Sheen documentary, because John Cryer is one of the interviews, and it'll be interesting. I'd be curious what their dynamic is now. I think Charlie Sheen's in a better headspace than he was, and does he tell John Cryer, no, air it all out?
You know who else?
See what you got to say.
You know who else is in that documentary? Charlie Sheen's drug dealer. They sit him down and he spills the beans, apparently, on what Charlie was consuming, what those transactions were like, what he saw. That, to me, is fascinating.
Had an era. Yeah, he was a very entertaining guy for about 6 months.
Very. Yeah. He really was delivering.
Other shows that had a lot of drama, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, Will Smith got the first Vivian, the first mom, booted off. At least that's what she thinks. He tried to say it's not really true, but there was a lot of drama with Will Smith and the woman who played the mother of the show.
Yeah, it was Aunt Viv. Janet Hubert was her name, and she departed after season 3. And when somebody leaves, because you have a very established character at that point.
Right.
And then they do a swap out.
I'm not a big fan of the swap out, man. I think you should either kill the person off or they're missing.
Well, it's like you have to have a suspension of disbelief as the viewer.
They do that in soap operas all the time, and I don't like it.
I hate it.
It turns me off because now you got to I got to retrain my brain, and my brain isn't that good.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if, you lost me, but you brought another guy acting like Jaybird, but it's a completely different person. And you guys never mention it. You still talk to me like
K-Bird.
You still call me Jaybird. Nothing changes. Still dresses in goofy outfits. Still says Bigfoot is real, but it's not me.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
You guys never address it with the audience.
That's what it would be like.
That would be so weird.
It's bizarre.
I couldn't sign off on that.
The TV show Charmed had a lot of drama. Shannon Doherty, Alyssa Milano.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of feuding that was going on in that program.
And who was the other one on McGowan?
Rose McGowan.
Yeah, Rose McGowan.
Mm-hmm.
She's never been in any drama.
Yeah, I know. She's continued it on. And then Community, Chevy Chase. He just does not get along with a lot of people. And he was clashing with the creator, Dan Harmon. And then apparently it kind of spilled over into other members of the cast.
Joe McHale talks about Chevy Chase, and he just says, man, he just was not that nice of a guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
I think that's it. He likes being the grumpy old Clark Griswold now.
Someone even said that in an interview. You go, your reputation is, not being, he said, good. I don't really care.
Yeah, he doesn't he would say it. Oh, well.
He doesn't give a crap
He does not.
what you think of him.
Yeah, jerk. I don't care.